Today, we're focusing on the St. Louis Cardinals and a huge opportunity they have in the upcoming MLB draft. The six picks in the top 84 selections, the Cardinals are in a great position to add a lot of young talent to their farm system. We're going to look at some of the top college players who could realistically be on their radar, guys who are dominating right now and could fit what the Cardinals like to do in the draft. Let's break down a few prospects and see who might end up in St. Louis. Welcome back to Dealing the Cards. My name's Aiden Gray. I'm joined here by Tyler Gettinger. How are you doing, Tyler?
AKA Redbird Farmhands. I am doing well. Just some storms came through, but the power's still on, and we're going to record a podcast about college prospects, so I couldn't be any better.
There you go. Yeah, we had some storms too. We actually apparently had a tornado land like 40 minutes south of us, and it traveled all the way to Spring Hill, which is like then 20 minutes south of me. So there was definitely some weirdness happening here, but everything ended up being okay here. So
Yeah.
e-
So now we're talking
everything's
about
just
college baseball players. So let's get into it.
yeah, absolutely. So before we get started, we just kind of want to go over the layout we have here so you guys don't get confused. So Farmhands and I each have four guys we're going to talk about. We each have two pitchers and two hitters. How we're going to go about this is I will give my two hitters. We'll kind of discuss them. We'll have some conversations about it. Then we'll go into Farmhands, two hitters.
Yep.
Then we'll go back to me.
Yep.
We'll discuss my two pitchers, and then we'll go back to Farmhands and discuss his two pitchers. So it's kind of like a roundtable discussing each guy. But we're really excited about this. We're here to help you guys understand who's performed well in the college season so far. It's been about a month into the season. Started around Valentine's.
We have about most teams have about around 20 games under their belts at this point. So we have a big enough sample size to kind of know what guys are doing and how they've kind of adjusted over the offseason for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We've know this video is going to come eventually. We just have kind of been waiting for more and more games to go on, so we had more data in front of us to give you guys rather than be like, yeah, this guy has like 2 games, and which one of my guys doesn't have a lot of games so far, but that's because of injury. We'll get into it later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's how we're gonna run this. So I say we get into this. Farmhands, you ready?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So one guy who caught my eye even before the college season started was outfielder Zion Rose from the University of Louisville. And what intrigues me is I think he's got the capability to be a four-tool guy. Now, there are some questions regarding him, right? We do have a small sample size on him. Like I said earlier, I did have one guy who hasn't played a lot of games. That's Zion Rose. Unfortunately, he got hurt right before the season started. So he missed like 3 weeks of the season, but he's come back this week. And he's played really well so far. Right now, he's got a 571 batting average. He's getting on base 64% of the time, has a 1,000 slugging. So that's good enough for a 1,640 OPS. He's got a 429 ISO. So he's obviously hitting for a lot of power right now. Doesn't strike out a lot. He hasn't struck out a lot his whole career. He's only striking out 8% right now. He's walking 16% of the time. Like I said, though, small sample size, but regardless, he doesn't strike out a lot. He walks a lot, makes a lot of contact. Let me pull up some of his other stuff here. Yeah, so like right now, his contact percentage is 89.7 as a whole. So obviously he's got really good bat to ball skills, doesn't have a lot of swing and miss issues. Chases 24% of the time. That's like average in the MLB, I want to say. So
I think MLB average was 25% last year.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, he's not chasing a lot, but he's
not elite.
Not elite at he doesn't have elite play discipline is what we should say.
Yeah.
But what is interesting about him though is he can also steal you a lot of bases. I believe he had like 30 plus stolen bases last season. He's already got one this year. Um, it was Saturday or Sunday. It might have been Sunday. His first at bat, he laid down a bunt, beat it out, and then stole a base and scored. Like he's the definition of what we've hoped Victor Scott would be. Like he can play small ball. He gets on base, he'll steal you bases, he'll create havoc. If you want to play small ball, like Zion Rose is that guy. But what's great about him, he also hits lefties and righties extremely well. I want to say like right now, like righties is like a 1500 OPS and lefties is a 1700 OPS. Um, and he actually has more home runs over his career against righties than he does lefties. Um, but my biggest concern with Zion Rose is he hits the ball on the ground a lot, kind of like Jordan Walker. I would like to see him hit the ball in the air a little bit more. Uh, he's a fine fielder, like he's average. Like he's not going to make
Is
great plays, but his speed makes up for it.
is
And
he
he
in
has like
center?
no, he's a corner outfield guy.
Okay.
He's got like average instinct, so he'll play a fine left field, and the bat plays for left field. Um, and like I said, the speed makes up for the lack of instincts, but the arm also isn't great. The arm was, I would say, it's anywhere from a little below average to average, with average being kind of generous.
Okay. Okay. So so like kind of what's the power out kind of look like here in terms of like is he getting extra base hits or is the ground ball stuff kind of limiting
So
the power output there?
so right now he's got 2 home runs and I want to say like 3 doubles. Um,
And that's obviously what is that like a 6 game sample size? So that's pretty good.
yeah, it's like a 5, 6 game sample size. Excuse me. I'm trying to think of how many home runs he hit last year. I want to say he was like close to 20. Um, no,
Yeah.
he had 13. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think the power output could be good. Like I think he could be a guy who gets around 20 home runs
Mhm.
if he can start hitting the ball in the air a little more consistently. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think the ground ball issue is as bad as like what Jordan Walker's is,
Yeah.
but it's still a higher ground ball rate. It's one that's not to be desired, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's like you
Yeah.
would like to see that improve. You'd like
Yeah.
to see him pull the ball in the air a little bit more. But the great thing about him though is when he does get it in the air, he hits the ball extremely hard,
Mhm.
but he has great power from pull to pull. He can
Yeah.
hit the ball out to left, he can hit the ball out to right. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what are some of your thoughts based off of
It's early, right? Like
very
obviously, I'm when I'm looking at draft prospects or when I'm watching college baseball, I'm focusing on draft prospects. So this is a guy who I haven't really focused on until this year, right? Um, and obviously, with only a 6 game sample size, I've only watched 3 or 4 of his at bats, really. But I mean, he looks like a good athlete. Looks like a guy who, could grow into a little bit more power just based on kind of what the frame looks like. Um, Obviously, if he just gets the ball in the air a little bit more, the power will just kind of be there naturally because he does
yeah.
hit the ball kind of hard on the ground, as you mentioned, Dayton. But I think he's an intriguing prospect. Now, with the injury and him getting a slow start, does that maybe potentially make him kind of like a JJ Weather fall a little bit? Maybe the Cardinals could get him in a comp A type
Yeah.
of situation versus a top 13 type of guy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I think it's intriguing. But I just want to kind of see how this rest of the season kind of plays out for him, and hopefully he doesn't have any more injuries or any more slowdowns when it comes to his game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he's had like a crazy injury history. Like I think this was like his first one and it wasn't like a major one. Like he just missed like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, like you said, on MLB, like I think their prospect list for their draft, he was like 20 something, like maybe like 27.
Hmm.
And he was never really a guy I expected to go to 13, but he's a guy I expect to be a comp A guy if he's taken that early.
Hmm.
But let me go to my next guy. My next guy is Chris, and I might say this wrong. Farmhams might have to help me here. Hakupan, right?
Hakopian, something like that.
Hakopian. It's something like that.
Chris. We're gonna call him Chris.
We're gonna call him Chris. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know how to pronounce everybody else's name. Just for some reason, like I can't get his name to stick in my head. It's like Durangelo Sahen. I can't pronounce Sanche. Durangelo Sanche. Like I can say his name now, but it takes me like multiple tries to remember it.
Okay.
But Chris is an infielder out of Texas A&M. He's a very intriguing bat. Um, he's like Zion Rose when it comes to contact. He's got elite bat to ball skills, 89.2% contact rate, so doesn't whiff a lot. But what's impressive about Chris is he doesn't chase like Zion Rose does. His chase percentage this year is only 9.2%.
Wow.
So he's really disciplined at the plate, which is absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while the contact skills are really good, obviously doesn't strike out a lot. He walks a ton because of the really elite chase discipline chase discipline.
Yeah.
He only has 2 home runs, 1 double, no triple. So obviously a lot of his hits have come via the single.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're looking for a little bit more from his power output.
Yeah.
But he's been a fine fielder. He's a good runner. So I'm
Yeah.
interested what your thoughts are on him.
I've watched him a bit because Texas A&M is a pretty good team with multiple draft prospects, so that kind of makes it easy when you want to watch these guys. You kind of want to watch multiple of them at a time. If you're only watching a game for one, it kind of gets a little slow. But um, I think he's a little bit worse of a fielder at shortstop than I don't think he's going to stick it short. I think it's going to be a third base or a second base type of profile. He might be average over there. He might be a little bit below average. He's got solid speed and athleticism where, like, with some extra training and maybe some more reps under an MLB organization, he could become an average fielder at one of those two positions. But you're getting it for the bat to ball skills, right? Like this guy, he's going to hit.
Yeah.
And it may not be for much power, but like this is a guy who throughout the minor leagues, I'd be surprised if he doesn't hit, at least like 280, 290, maybe even over 300 throughout his whole time in minor leagues, because the bat to ball and the discipline are just so good. And then obviously he's going to walk a ton. So that's where a lot of his value is going to come from, is he's just going to get on base a ton. And that's why he's going to be, a first round pick, or is projected to be a first round pick. So,
yeah. And I wouldn't say he's a good runner. Like he's a fine runner. Like, he's maybe average at best, but he's not like super fast. I do want to emphasize though that like this year his average exit velo is 94.5. So obviously he's squaring up baseballs. He's making a lot of hard contact. It says his hit 95 plus is 55%. So I mean that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean you would think the power output would come eventually, just because he's making a ton of contact. He's barreling up a lot of balls. So
yeah,
you would think there would be a little more power output than there is.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
But yeah, those are my hitters, farmhands.
And he could very well grow into it.
Yeah,
or not grow into it, but just kind of find it, and then it'll be interesting to see how he does with wood bats. I think he might have struggled a little bit in the Cape, but
yeah,
I think he'll be fine. My first hitter is Mississippi State's Ace Breeze. He's their third baseman this year. Not the best fielder. That's kind of his one knock, is like he may end up at first base. He might end up in a corner outfield. There are some scouts that don't think he'll stick at third. I think the actions are fine at third for a college third baseman, but that certainly doesn't mean he's going to be an above average minor league or major league third baseman for sure.
Yeah.
College game's obviously quite a bit different from the major league or minor league stuff. But the bat's where you're getting all the value here. 20 games, he's hitting 370 with an OPS at 1669, or not 16, 1169 there, with 6 homers and 31 RBIs in 20 games. So this guy's an RBI machine. He's gonna hit a lot of guys home. He's destroying baseballs, and last year he had some of the best underlying metrics of any hitter in all of college baseball, and that's continued this year. And the 6 homers just kind of right on pace of where his 21 were last year. So he's on track to end up right around where he ended up last year, which will likely make him a top 20 pick in the MLB draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since you've brought him up, he's been a guy that's intrigued me, especially since he's got some power to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, with a guy like that, though, obviously your concern is will he make enough contact over time?
Mm-hmm.
I think the chase rates have been fine.
Yeah.
Looks like it's at 26.1, so it's not like he's chasing a ton. It's just his biggest issue is obviously swing and miss, as
Yeah.
it looks like he's whiffing 23.6% of the time, which isn't awful,
No.
but a 76.4% contact rate isn't like desired.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, though, it's like that power output is still there, though.
Yeah.
Like he's driving in runs, he's hitting home runs.
Yeah.
Like sure he strikes out. Like I think he strikes out like 20 something percent of the time right
Yeah.
now, like 21%, which is
Yeah.
again, that's fine. Like that's
Yeah.
not like outrageous. And he
Yeah.
walks 10% of the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the bat's definitely there. I really
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Obviously the fielding, it's like it seems like it's been good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really in favor with Ace Reese.
The one thing I'll be very interested to see is last year he turned it on in conference play. I think he had like a 1200 OPS and like a 400 average
Yeah.
last year in SEC play. SEC play just started this past weekend.
Yeah.
He did pretty good off Arkansas and Hunter Dietz and a couple of other guys in that on that pitching staff, which is pretty solid.
Absolutely.
So I'll be interested to see if like that's the same trend this year where he just turns it up and he becomes an even better hitter kind of as the season goes on. We'll just see if that trend continues, and if it does, I mean that can only raise his draft stock.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in favor of Ace Reese. I've really grown to like him
Yeah.
since you kind of put me on him.
My second guy is unfortunately a little bit injured after this past weekend, but he'll be good. It sounds like he's missed or he's not going to miss more than a couple weeks here, 1 or 2 weeks, and that's Chase Brunson from TCU.
Yeah.
He's played in 18 games so far, and he's just one of the most balanced players like in this whole draft. Like he doesn't do anything like really, really well where you're like, wow, that guy has, 70 or 80 grade power. Or that guy
Yeah.
has, an 80 grade hit tool or whatever. He just kind of does everything well, including the defense. Like he's a solid center fielder with solid range and a solid arm. And then you combine that with just a guy who has good discipline. He's going to
Yeah.
hit the ball and he's got, average to above average power. So like he just kind of does everything solidly. And that's going to make him, maybe not a first round pick because you're usually looking for that big upside in the first round pick, but can't be second round. Like this is your guy, right? Like he's struck out 17 times this year to 14 walks. So
Yeah.
that's a really good ratio. He's got 3 bombs in 18 games. So it's like not like the craziest power, obviously, but I mean 3 bombs in 18 games is solid.
Yeah.
He's just a solid all around player. He's kind of like a Chris Hakopian light on the hitting side, but he's better fielder. So he's just kind of a solid all around player.
Yeah, like you said, the first thing I noticed was like sure he's striking out 21% of the time,
Yeah.
but he's walking 17%, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. And it confuses me though, because it's like he whiffs like 21.2% of the time, which again, like that's not crazy. Like that's like normal. Like he's almost like at an 80% contact rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he only chases 18.9% of the time. So it's just crazy that he is like 17 or he walks 17% of the time.
Yeah.
So it just shows you that like there's something there in the tank.
Yeah.
But he's definitely intriguing. Like you said, nothing jumps off the page. It's not like he's an insane hit tool guy with average power, like kind of like a JJ Weatherholt, or he's not like an insane power guy who has some contact issues. He's just a fine he's like a Brendan Donovan.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more power than Brendan Donovan, maybe.
Yeah.
But he just does everything right.
Yeah.
Fields his position well. I think the arm's a little bit better than what they have.
Yeah.
He'll get on base. He'll slug a bit. Like it's just everything you'd want in a player. Like
Yeah,
he's that. Like
yeah,
it's there.
yeah. He's probably one of the higher floor players in this whole draft, just because, like we said, he just does everything well enough where like he's gonna have a decent progression to the minor leagues. I mean, and at minimum, he probably ends up being a fourth outfielder. I mean, assuming that everything kind of holds where it's at.
Yeah. Like I don't think he would be a 13th overall pick.
No, no.
Probably not a comp A either. If he was, he'd probably be like your second round guy.
Yeah,
But I mean, he's been good up to this point. Obviously, the injury hurts, but
yeah, yeah,
he's been good up to this point.
yeah.
But
So
let's switch it from hitters to pitchers. What do you think about that?
let's do it.
All right, so like Zion Rose, I was high on this pitcher before the season started, and that's Gabe Gakel. I love Gabe Gakel. I remember seeing his name on MLB Pipeline's list, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot this guy was draft eligible this year. And I'm excited because I think he can elevate himself on draft boards. I think he's going to be drafted a little higher than what people are probably expecting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he's got really impressive stuff. So he throws a fastball. Um, right now, I think it's at like 17 and like 8. So
Yeah.
that's 17 IBB, 8 horizontal movement. But that's from a really low release height. It's like 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
So he gets good carry for his release height, and he throws it in like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Um, throws a knuckle curve, throws a slider, and throws a changeup that's had uh, better specs on it this year than I thought it had last year. It's at like 4-6, 4-17, 4-16, 4-17, so it gets a lot of good movement.
Yeah.
Um, but he's had some issues this year. He's had like some command issues. He's not walking like a ton of guys, but more than is desired.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a 30.1% whiff rate this year.
Yeah.
Guys are chasing 35.1% of the time. Um, just all of his pitches have been impressive. The only pitch that's kind of been a little disappointing has been his slider. His slider has kind of been his best secondary in terms of like whiff and chase. This year, it's only at 20.5% whiff rate, 29.5% chase rate. Everything else is 30% or above. Like the fact that he can consistently have everything 30% or above in both chase and whiff, he's doing something right. Like I said, the command needs some work. He's
Yeah.
striking out guys. He just faced Mississippi State this past weekend, number
Mm-hmm.
3,
Yeah.
and almost had a complete start. He was 1 out away from, or sorry, a complete start, a quality start.
Yeah.
He was 1 out away from a quality start against a good lineup.
Yeah.
So I'm high on Gabe Gakel. I think if the Cardinals wanted to kind of underslot, I think Gabe Gakel would be like a good number 13 if you chose to go with a pitcher.
Yeah. Gabe Gakel's kind of the guy where it's like the difference between when you watch him in the results on the field and what his actual pitch mix is and like how he uses it and what the specs are on it are going to be a little bit different. Like if you're just watching him pitch at Arkansas, you're going to think this guy's good. He's probably a second or third round pick. You know, the stuff's good. He can strike out a lot of guys, but there's obviously some stuff, some command stuff and he's getting hit around a little bit more than you'd kind of expect with the pitches he has.
Yeah.
But some pitching, savvy organizations going to take this guy in the first or comp A round at the latest, more than likely, just because the pitch specs alone and kind of how he's worked it. So if he starts performing quite a bit better, it won't have to be long, right? Like I think if he puts together 2 or 3 good starts in a row against SEC competition, you're gonna start hearing, oh, Gabe Gakel, 13th to 18th or 13th to 19th kind of range picking wise. So I'm interested to see how he finishes out the year, and if he does it strong, I have no doubt that he'll definitely be in that number 13 conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm gonna go to my next guy. It's a little different. His name is Rugger Riojas. Now, he's one of the older draft prospects out of the University of Texas. So I don't think he'll be number 13 because of that age difference. But he's a guy who could go in the second round if the Cardinals, for example, went with like a hitter and they felt they needed to get a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
They could always go with this guy. Ruger's been really good this year. He's a fastball, slider, curve kind of guy. Gets really good carry on his fastball. Um, it gets over 19 inches of vert. It can get over 20 at times. Really flat VAA, like it's minus 3.7, something like that. So super flat fastball.
Yeah.
Um, Slider's been pretty good. It's like -6 and 1. So it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't get like a ton of rise, but it doesn't get a ton of vertical depth, but it's good enough. Like it gets good swing and miss. And he also throws a curveball that's -7, -4.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's striking out a ton of guys and he's walking nobody. I'll have to pull up his strikeout and walk rates here, but I mean, looking at his swing and miss percentage, his total swing and miss percentage is 43.7%. Guys are chasing 32.6% of the time. Oh, I forgot to mention, he has a splitter. Like the splitter's really good.
Yeah.
It's probably a plus pitch.
Yeah.
So the fastball splitter combination, like just it's gross, like it's nasty. Like it's one of those pitch mixes where it's like, okay, like sure, like the age is there, but you can't deny like how good
Yeah.
the pitch mix is. Let me see if I can find his strikeout rate real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's striking out 49% of the hitters he's faced
Wow.
while only walking 3.9%.
That's great. That K minus walk is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been absolutely nuts. Like, I'm telling you, if this guy performs the way he's performed all year, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be shocked if he ended up going comp A or
Yeah.
if he was like a later first round draft pick.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like comp
Yeah.
A, like I'd be fine with taking him.
Yeah.
If he was younger, like he probably wouldn't even be like falling to number 13. He'd probably be way higher. It's just taking him too long to figure things out.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a Liam Doyle situation when it comes to it's kind of taking him forever to figure it out. Just this guy's older.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Riojas, he's really good. Like that's the one thing you could say about him.
Yeah.
He's really a good pitcher. I watched his Coastal Carolina start a couple of weeks back.
Diced.
And he just destroyed the Coastal Carolina lineup, which is a very good lineup and very respected around, the college baseball world. But like you said, him being older kind of allows teams. I think that might be to his benefit and to his, to his demise a little bit, right? The benefit is the teams that draft him a little bit higher can probably get him for a lower slot than what he's worth because he's a senior and he's going to have to sign, right? So if you go get him in the second round or the comp A round, you'll have a little bit of money to save on that. And that might intrigue the Cardinals who have 6, top 84 picks that can distribute that money in different places. We're going to get a good prospect and we'll probably save some money. And I think that's going to definitely intrigue some teams, whether he gets to a pick where the Cardinals want him, who knows? Yeah. But I think that actually might intrigue some teams that have a little bit more draft capital. Yeah. So I think that's really interesting. And obviously like the pitch mix is really good. I think he's shown enough that like this guy should be a starter throughout the whole minor leagues. And even if he isn't, like, there's a reliever fallback there. Like it's not reliever risk, it's a reliever fallback. But I'm just really intrigued by the whole arsenal. His personality looks good. Like when he's on the mound, like he's just a bulldog and like he doesn't seem to get phased.
Yeah.
Now let's see what he does in, SEC competition. That's kind of going to be his toughest test. But I'm intrigued, and I think that could be an intriguing pick just because of the age for the Cardinals and the ability to save money on other picks.
Yeah, absolutely. But those are my 2 guys, farmhands. Who are your 2 pitchers?
I have who's been probably the most dominant pitcher in all of NCAA baseball so far this season, and that's Mason Edwards. He's given up like 6 hits all year in like 30 innings.
Yeah.
So his like opponent batting average is like 0.050. So like
Yeah.
he's like a .50 batting average, .3 ERA. He gave up his first earned run this past week against Northwestern on a bomb, and
That's
then he just
ridiculous.
and
Point three.
then he just proceeded to just shut out the rest of the lineup there. So like he gave up the bomb, was like, no more hits for you guys. But 30 innings pitched, 52 Ks. So like this guy is not just a guy who's kind of like getting lucky with the CRA. Like he's striking out a ton of guys.
Yeah.
Only 11 walks in those 30 innings, which is like not the best, but when you're
Yeah.
striking out 52 guys and holding
It
them,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's a good fastball. It's lower. I mean, this guy's not blowing your socks off. Like it's 90 to 93, but it's got good carry, good ride on it. Plus curveball, slider, slurve thing that he kind of throws. That's really well.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the pitch is. Like you look at like a home plate view of it, and like it's just ridiculous movement. Like, and he does a really good job locating that pitch. Like he can locate it on the outside of the plate, outside half of the plate to righties, and on the inside to lefties. Or he can kind of use it at will.
Yeah.
As a left-handed pitcher, which is really special. And then he's got a plus changeup that he can kind of throw mainly to lefties.
Yeah.
No, mainly to righties. Sorry, not
Yeah.
lefties.
No, you're good.
But yeah. But the thing that really impressed me with I think the reason he's so hard to hit is he hides the ball like super well. But like the way like his arm goes behind his body and then comes out, like you don't see the ball until it's basically at release.
Yeah.
But like he just hides it really well, and that I feel like that's kind of what's almost fueled his early success this season.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ever since you brought him up, he's somebody that you just have to watch. I've watched him every single time he has a start.
Yeah.
I mean, the fastball's insane. Like I know you said he only throws like low 90s. Like he can get it up to the mid 90s at times.
Yeah.
Like 95, 94, 95.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he's averaging almost 22 inches of vert on his fastball, like that's nuts. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And while like on paper, while the changeup doesn't look like plus, like it's like 10 and 9. You got to remember if he's got 22 inches of vert, like 10 inches compared to 22 from fastball to changeup, like that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
So while it's like from the eye test, like looking at the data, while you're probably like, wow, it's like only 10 and 9, it's like, but if you look at the fastball, like it's really well off the fastball. My only concern with him is obviously like the walk percentage. You'd like to see the command get a little bit better.
Yeah.
But like you said, because he's just striking out guys at an insane rate, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But eventually in pro ball, like it will.
It will matter. Yeah.
So that's the only difference there.
It's a very similar, though a bit more advanced, like Quinn Matthews profile almost. Like that's kind of what I would. And it's not just because they're both West Coast lefties that throw in the low 90s and had a couple solid breaking pitches off of their fastball. That it's just kind of the way he goes about his business. Kind of his motion is somewhat similar to Quinn's from the left side. There's a lot of comparisons to be drawn between those two prospects.
Absolutely.
You want to get into my second one here?
Yeah, bro. Let's do it.
I'm going with two, Western United States guys here. I'm going to go Arizona State's Cole Carlone. So we pitched out the bullpen last year. He's transitioned to their Friday night starter role this season. He's posted a 2.77 ERA, 26 innings so far with 40 Ks and 9 walks. And really the calling card for him is this plus slider that he has. Like it generated like a 70% whiff rate last year. It's doing something similar this year. He runs a decent fastball off it, a decent changeup, but everything there is just kind of built off that elite slider. It's a really fun pitch. It's something where it's like if he doesn't stick as a starter, I mean, there's going to be a really good reliever in there just because of the slider, and it's coming from the left side. So like he's just been able to kind of dominate hitters with that all season, and it's been very impressive.
Yeah, how many pluses did you say there?
I said like 7.
Yeah. I think what people need to know when we say like it's a plus pitch is like guys are whiffing 60% of the time against his slider.
Yeah.
Like that's an insane rate. Over how many innings did you say he has? Like 20 something, 26?
26 this last, and then it was a 70% whiff rate last year and over like 50 innings. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's an insane pitch. Like when he says it's a plus 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 pitch, like he's not kidding. Like guys are swinging and missing at it. They're not making hard contact when the ball is put in play.
yeah,
Um, I mean, really, like all his secondaries are really good.
yeah,
I mean, obviously,
yeah,
like the fastball shape is good,
yeah,
and you know he can throw it mid 90s. It's an
yeah.
intriguing guy to
Hmm.
say.
Yeah.
Like 13, probably not for
No,
sure,
no. Comp
but
A, second
comp
round.
A round two,
Yeah.
like he's one of those guys where if you took him round A, comp A, or round two,
Yeah.
he's got the chance to shock people. Like he's gonna hold on. I'm not gonna say that because that would be a crazy comp. He's he could be a guy where you go back, look at the draft board, and you circle his name and you say, "How did this guy fall to round two?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I listen, hold on. I was gonna say he could be like Mike Trout, where you circle his name and you're like, "Holy cow!" But I'm taking that
Nah.
back
Nah.
because Mike Trout was a generational player,
Yeah.
and Cole Carlin's got the ability to be a great starter, but not
Yeah.
generational.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a guy where like you may be looking back and be like, yeah, that guy probably was a first round talent. We don't know how he slipped to the second round at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that's all our guys, right?
Yeah, that is. That's eight guys. You should watch this the rest of this college season and into July for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. For future reference, I don't think we'll plan on doing 8 guys.
No, but
We kind of just did 8 guys because we're a month
start of
into
the
the
season.
season. We were kind of like waiting for the season just to move on so we could get more data as the
Yeah.
season went on.
Yeah.
Um we'll maybe go to like I don't know.
Six,
We'll say like 4 to
5.
6 guys
Yeah.
in the future videos so videos aren't 40 minutes long like this one.
Oh. Yeah.
Um but we just wanted to catch you guys up.
This
We
is a
hope
good
you
start.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope you enjoyed hearing us talk about these college guys, especially if you don't have the time to watch college baseball.
Yeah.
Um, but we hope you guys enjoyed this video. We can't wait to make future videos on this, and we will see you next time. Wait, did you have anything you wanted to say before I
Never
cut
too
you off?
early to start getting ready for the draft.
Never too early. Never too early. But we will see you guys next time on Dealing the Cards.